up next to me.
Yeah, just say. Well,
I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting that one former left-wing Labour Party, let them come in, let the boats come in.
All of them.
You can let them come in. There's not many. Australia takes hardly any refugees.
No limit.
We're one of the lowest percentages of any country.
We actually take.
We're a weak country. We can take them.
How many?
It doesn't matter how
many.
At the moment we can take them all. At the moment we can take them all, and it would not be a problem. I think it's disgusting the low Labour stuff. It's the reason why
Good on you, mate. That's very tough.
It's why you're in double. It's why you guys are going to get chucked in the bin this election.
You're going for Tony Abbott, are you?
I'm not going for Tony Abbott, but until Labour sorts the shit out, people who want progressive politics in Australia have nothing to look forward to. We're going to come to your office this Saturday, and we're going to protest, and we're going to send you a message that people don't support you or your politics.
Good on you. That's very tough.
Until you change your stance, until you change your stance, there will be no vote for Labour in this country.
Mate, can I just congratulate you?
Oh.
You are my personal hero.
There you go.
Very well, thank you. Nice to meet you. Yes, he loves you. I love you on a daily basis.
It's kind of
shame, Albo. How can you justify? Yeah, it is pathetic. Albo, how can you justify sending innocent men, women, and children to a country where 37% of people live in poverty?
There's people beside you.
To a country where 37% of people live in poverty. Where 37% of people live in poverty.
I think we need less photo opportunities and more policies, Albo.
There's a malaria epidemic in PNG, so how do you justify that human rights abuse, Albo? How do you justify being eating coolers in Howard, Albo? Why is it, Albo, under Howard you fought these policies and now you're implementing them?
Sold out.
Cowards. You've sold out. You're a human rights abuser. You've been condemned by the young.
You're really tough, so can you just...
I'm not the one trying to be tough. You're the one locking up children in Pacific Island concentration camps to race Abbott to the bottom on refugees. No, we haven't made our point. We'll make our point by fighting you on Saturday, by fighting you while you're in opposition, by fighting you now. Because what you represent is human rights abuse.
That's why the Greens are handing out here.
That's why
they're not handing out for Greenland.
That's why Young Labour passed a motion against you. That's why the ACTU passed a motion against the PNG solution. Because it is a betrayal of the decency and basic human dignity that people like you on the left of the ALP is supposed to stand up for. You've trampled that. You've legitimised everything Abbott represents. And you've paved the road for him, one racist brick at a time. So when he walks down that road, you've paved this election, the road you've paved with human rights abuse and bigotry. Don't complain that he's done that, because it's down to you, it's your fault, your capitulation, your cowardice. And how do you justify locking up these people behind razor wire in a country that has a malaria epidemic? How do you justify that?
Nice to meet you, John. Sorry about this guy.
And Albo, what do you think?
Bye-bye.
Albo, what do you think of the fact the UN has said your government is guilty of no less than 143...
What group are you from? Are you just going to talk?
140...
You keep asking questions, but you don't stop talking.
143...
Is that because you don't want answers?
Do you not want to hear this, Albo? Is that why you're trying to cut me off? 143 counts of human rights abuse. That's what the UN has accused you of. You deserve to be yelled at, mate. You're a human rights abusing coward with legitimised racism in Parliament, on the streets, and in your fucking concentration camp. How dare you try and stand up to some bastion of justice?
Hero, mate.
I'm not the one trying to be tough. You're the one trying to be tough by locking up kids behind razor wire. I don't want to listen to you. I want to fight you. I want to fight everything you've come to represent. How do you feel about you fought Howard's policy?
Peace, baby.
You fought his human rights abuse.
How you going?
And now what are you doing? You're doing worse than Howard ever did. Dumping people forever on PNG. What group am I from? I'm from the group of the community of thousands of people who marched against this policy the moment it was announced. From the unionists, from the people in your own party who have opposed this policy, whether it's in the Teachers Federation, whether it's in Young Labour, whether it's in the ACTU. You should be ashamed of yourself. Explain why you think you can get away with this human rights abuse. I will listen. Explain why.
There you go.
You got nothing to say.
Come on, Albo. Say why. Why do you think you can get away with this human rights?
You won't say
No,
where you're from.
go ahead.
You're full of courage, but you won't even say where you're from.
I told you, I'm one of your constituents. I'm one of your constituents, and I'm one of the many people who's marching with ex-Labour voters. As soon as this policy was announced on the 19th.
Very, very much. Anyways, I'm one of your constituents, and I'll be going forward. I think it's doing a great thing.
How you going?
So you didn't answer my question, Albo. You've got nothing to say. You've got nothing to say, do you? You've got nothing to say.
Would he leave refugees alone if we're going to stop the refugee bashing? Is he going to leave single parents alone? Labor takes